Hello everyone, Alex Riggs here. I'm at Trump Golf Dubai, and today I want to give you the second part of this series, touching on what to look at from a face-on video, points of reference, things to work off of when looking at your own swings. So from this viewpoint, from setup, what we can look at, the easiest thing initially is always going to be ball position. Where is that ball getting in our stance? Now, depending on the shot we're trying to hit, the club that we have, that ball position may move slightly more forward or slightly more middle. But we want to be able to look at video just to see that the ball position is where we expect it to be. So I've got a 7-iron here, so that ball position might be ever so slightly forward of center for me. We can also look at where our head is positioned relative to the golf ball. Is the head in front? We obviously don't want that. Is the head too far behind? We don't want that either. I like to see that the ball position is lined up closer to that left eye, maybe left ear, always a healthy spot for it to be. We can look at how the feet are positioned. Are the feet getting too straight? Okay, personally I like to see my players with a little bit of foot flare. This encourages better utilization of how we can create good footwork, healthy pressure shift, using those arches to push rather than getting too flat-footed and struggling to really move with that lower body. So we can check in on how the feet appear. Make sure that the pelvis is central to the feet. Don't want the pelvis to be shifted over here too far, over here too far. Okay, more of a neutral pelvis is what we're after. In terms of the spine can be ever so slightly tilted. So that might mean that the left shoulder might be a little bit higher than the right. That's fine, but we don't want to have that getting too exaggerated. We also definitely don't want the spine to be working in this direction as well. So things that you can look at from setup. As we start to move the club back, what we're going to be looking at primarily from face on is body positions. So what I want you to be checking is, are you swaying as you swing the club back, or are you pivoting? Okay, so a great way to do that is just to put a line or something along that trail leg, and we should be able in our backswing to create our backswing turn without having this travel away from the target. We should be able to create that movement just through our rotation. So that's a good thing to check. Now we can also check as we start down, is the body sliding a long ways, or is the body doing a healthy movement into that lead side? So again, things that we can be looking at from face on. When we're looking at this viewpoint, we don't need to be getting too particular about what the club's doing. We can look more at what the body's doing. With the club, I think the biggest thing that you guys can check in on is how you're delivering the club. More look at your impact position and how the body is appearing coming down in the downswing. Are you throwing the club away from you too much, or are you delivering the club in a powerful way? Are you able to keep the handle just leading slightly through contact versus having the handle too far behind and scooping? Okay, so when looking at face on, again, there's lots that we can check on in terms of how the body is sort of positioned in this frame of reference, how the body is moving from a side to side standpoint versus rotational standpoint. I always find that this view is a lot more body centric, and then this view is a lot more arms and club centric. Okay, so when looking at your swings, make sure that you're looking at the right areas, you're using the right angle, and it's going to make your own practice a lot more valuable and hopefully helping you to get a lot more out of that practice time.